Marty, I'm gonna make you an offer.
I gotta do it completely on my own.
It's every man for himself where I come from.
There we go.
Ping tennis pong table. Hi, welcome to Bomb Squad Matinee. I'm your host and master of ceremony, Tanner Richard Kraft, and with me I have...
Hi, I'm the ultimate product of Hitler's defeat, Austin Sweebelman, coming at you.
It's me, the Shadow Man again, Joseph Rennick. How you doing, everybody?
Waluigi, number one.
It's me, table tennis Serena Williams.
Woo! We love table tennis Serena Williams, don't we, folks? And if you can't tell from all the ping pong jokes, we're talking about Marty Supreme. But before we get into our overall thoughts on Marty Supreme, I think a lot of people would say that Marty Supreme is a movie that gives people anxiety when they watch it. I know I definitely felt anxious watching it. So thus, the warm-up question will be, what's your favorite movie that gives you anxiety? And I've decided I'm going to go first this time. So anyway, because I'm afraid everyone's going to steal my answer. Because my answer for this question is actually, believe it or not, it's an Adam Sandler movie. It's an Adam Sandler movie that is the source of perhaps his career best performance. I think, in my opinion, the best performance of his career. And it's directed by someone that's nominated for a Best Director at the Oscars this year. That's right, I'm talking about the 2002 movie Punch Drunk Love. Bennett, you got it! Yeah! I'm talking about Punch Drunk Love. It's a rom-com, but it's a rom-com that gives you anxiety because the entire time you're just watching Adam Sandler. Because Adam Sandler is a person that's socially awkward and really anxious, and I think the movie does an excellent job of making you feel as anxious as he does. Which makes it all the more satisfying when he gets over his anxiety and says, I have a love, you wouldn't understand. Because I, too, would drive all the way to Utah with a phone in my hand just to give someone a piece of my mind. Matter of fact, I'm doing that with Tim next week. Tune in. He doesn't know it yet. This is a surprise to him.
I will not be in Utah, so I don't know who you're talking to.
That's what you think. That's what you think. But no, my answer is Punch Drunk Love. And you know what? Since Bennett correctly guessed what bit I was going for before I answered, Bennett, what's your favorite movie that gives you anxiety?
Easy. It's the movie Grown Ups that Adam Sandler is also in. That movie gives me so much anxiety because
the scene where they pee in the pool.
You're telling me I'm gonna grow up and have to go to a camp with all my friends and then play basketball against a bunch of rednecks, and then one of them's going to be in a cast because he got stuck on a zip line. Like, if this is any indicator of how my life's going to turn out, anxiety.
This is going to happen to us all.
Can you tell I was not prepared with all those questions? All right. Next person.
No, good answer. We'll take that. Austin, what's your favorite movie that gives you anxiety?
No, I can't follow that. Fuck you. Okay. When I was growing up, I was actually a really big Requiem for a Dream guy. That was my first NC-17 rated movie. I've seen it almost a dozen times. But as I get older, the people around me are saying it has not aged well. And I also haven't seen it in a while. So I'm going to say Children of Men. Children of Men is one of the greatest movies ever made. It also has, it's like one of 3 movies that's made me feel a genuine religious experience during the brief ceasefire with the baby. But also, that movie was stressful when it came out, and gets increasingly more stressful every year. Children of Men is set in this dystopian future where women just suddenly stop being able to get pregnant. People are, demoralized and doing just absolutely unthinkable shit to each other. The main outgroup getting, rounded up for extermination? Refugees. But it turns out when they were writing all this, all the vile shit that happens in Children of Men molded out of actual atrocious things that existed in places already, like Abu Ghraib, Kurdish refugee camps, the Warsaw Ghetto, and very famously, Children of Men is packed with these like fucking technologically unparalleled wonders that make you feel like you're stuck on the ground with these poor schmucks who are being hunted down and like forced to navigate apocalyptic war zones. And the worst part is, every fucking year, our world looks more like the one from the movie. I'm actually scared shitless. This thing's like a prophecy or something, because it's set in 2027. Huh. On the lighter side, though, honorable mention, William Friedkin's Sorcerer. That movie whips. Back to you, Tanner.
You just made us
Great
all
stuff.
sad.
Unfortunately, your answer is disqualified, Austin, because it's not an Adam Sandler movie.
Oh, man.
You had one job to keep the bit going. Speaking of keeping the bit going, Tim, what's your favorite movie that gives you anxiety?
So, I'll be honest, a lot of my favorite movies that follow this particular category are movies that I've already talked about in depth on the channel. You know, you got It's Such a Beautiful Day, Perfect Blue, Green Room. I've also had him on my mind for a while, so I would like to give an honorable mention to every David Lynch movie besides The Straight Story and Dune. But the pick I'm going to go for this is a more recent movie that's been on my mind since I watched it, and that is a movie called The Plague. It's a movie that is about like middle school bullying, particularly in, you know, the athletic field. And I think what makes it so effective is that it captures how simultaneously stupid yet relentless and just crushing middle school bullying is. Like, they'll come at you with the dumbest thing, but they won't stop, and it just breaks you. And it's a lot of that. Like, I'm a 33-year-old man, and I'm watching these middle school kids bullying this kid, and it's giving me so much fucking stress. Like, I think it does an excellent job of conveying the social, political hell that is grade school, in a way that, you know, even as an adult, it just makes you so anxious. Yeah, that's my pick. I just want to shout that one out because it's a more recent movie that, you know, hasn't been super talked about, and figured I'd give it a shout out. Back to you, Tanner.
Great answer, great answer. Joe, it's only up to you now. What's your favorite movie that gives you anxiety?
Shit. Okay, my turn. First and foremost, Tim brought up The Plague. Man, oh man, the way that he describes it, it makes me want to see it, but it also makes me scared to see it, because I'm pretty sure that movie would just give me, like, severe PTSD just by watching it. But you know what? A movie that was advertised as a horror movie, if it gets me to feel that, and it's a horror movie, awesome. All right, so my answer. I'm a typically anxious person. I have anxiety. I get anxious watching movies. So this was an interesting movie this was an interesting question for me to pick an answer for. I do have a general answer, but I'm gonna just throw out just a couple quick honorable mentions. If I want to just feel anxious in general, and like I'm watching it in a horror movie sense, Hereditary never ceases to make me anxious. If I'm like feeling super anxious about anything in regards to my body, I watch The Substance. That movie is just body horror anxiety on steroids. Quite literally, in fact. If I'm anxious about the state of the world, and this was my answer for the opening question to our episode on Brazil, V for Vendetta, a movie that is a documentary as of recent events that have happened over the weekend. that this was recorded? That V for Vendetta is a documentary. Prove me wrong. No, you can't. My last honorable mention, I'll throw out a recent one since Tim mentioned a recent movie. It's the horror movie that's made me feel the most anxious recently, and we'll talk about it later. Man, oh man, I've got some thoughts. It's 28 years later, The Bone Temple, baby. Great shit. Can't wait to talk about that. But no, my actual answer, I'm going with a more fun kind of answer for this one. My actual answer, and you'll look at me horribly confused when I say this, but I'm going with the 2024 Jason Reitman directed Saturday Night. That movie, that movie makes me feel anxious because it's a field that I'm familiar with, which is, I mean, they're making a TV show, but it's essentially filmmaking in a way. And if you've ever been on a set and you're trying to direct, like, multiple people and multiple things are going wrong, it feels all too familiar. And I've been on multiple sets where I'm trying to direct multiple people and multiple things are going wrong. And at the end of the day, that movie does have a happy ending because they change television history forever by the end of it.
They created Saturday Night Live.
They created Saturday Night Live, exactly.
Bears.
But like that whole build up to that first recording of Saturday Night Live, Andy Kaufman's doing his own thing. George Carlin's off being an asshole. John Belushi is an uncontrollable cocaine addict. Gilda Radner's doing God knows what. Chevy Chase is being an asshole. Milton Berle's everyone's being an asshole.
Jim Henson wasn't being an asshole.
Anxiety-inducing. Jim Henson was not being an asshole. He was just demanding.
Jim Henson was a victim.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Jim Henson was just he was basically demanding basic human respect. The whole fucking movie. But yeah, no, it's a very anxiety-inducing movie from a certain point of view, but it's also a very funny movie, and it's also a relatively fun movie because, admittedly, a lot of the shenanigans are so over-exaggerated that you can't help but just kind of find it funny and fun. But that's gonna be my pick, is Jason Reitman's Saturday Nights. Back to you, Tanner.
Good answer. Fucking nobody said Uncut Gems. My whole bit was predicated on someone saying Uncut Gems.
Tanner, you're right. My bad. I'd like to change my answer.
Thank you.
My favorite
whole bit was...
My favorite movie that gives me anxiety is when I forget to take my anti-anxiety meds in the morning.
Oh my god.
Damn.
Oh my god.
Nothing more anxiety-inducing than that.
Come on. I honestly expected someone. I figured Austin would. Someone to pick Uncut Gems. Did everyone just assume someone else was going to?
It became the low-hanging fruit.
It did.
Well, now that we're all done talking about anxiety, we're going to move on to our thoughts on today's movie, Marty Supreme, a movie about dreaming big. We're going to get into our overall thoughts on it. It's probably among our favorite movies of the year for all of us. We're going to start with Joe.
All right, so I'm going to start this just by reading off my Letterboxd review.
I didn't even know you. I honestly didn't know you watched it.
Well, hold on. Here, let me read it. I'm never watching this movie, but I'm eating it half of a star anyway. Timothée Chalamet looks like a vape in the same way the gay boy Heartstopper does. Sorry, this kind of mean. My mom is going on an alcoholic bender right now, but my point still stands. I don't like Timothy and his billionaire wife. Fucking related to Kim Kardashian. who opened a bullshit amount of skim stores in Israel. Okay,
This is not
I
how
just
you
don't
write.
give a fuck about Marty Supreme, and maybe I'm contradicting myself by writing a rating of the movie. But it always shows up on my recommended, and I'm tired and exhausted. The Marty Supreme jacket is fucking ugly. All of this is ugly. And this is not my actual review of Marty Supreme. This is a half-star review by the Letterboxd user Fuck. And I just wanted to read that because I thought it was incredibly funny. But no, my actual review, yeah, good shit. My favorite,
seen it, okay.
my favorite scene in the movie was Odessa Zion was like, "Help! My Marty's about to escape," and then Marty comes in like, "Get your paws off me, my pregnant Rach!" And then everyone's like, "He can pong, he 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 can ping." I had to reference the Dr. Zayas meme because I have a confession to make, guys. I've not actually seen the movie.
I fucking knew it! I fucking knew it! You fucking log everything on Letterboxd. I fucking knew it.
I log everything
I knew you haven't
on.
seen it because you fucking live tweet every movie you watch in our group chat.
This is true. Sometimes I don't, but I do live tweet a lot of the movies that I watch with these guys. Sometimes I don't. I log everything on my Letterboxd, but no, Marty Supreme was just not a movie that I got around to watching, and I don't know when I'm ever going to get around to watching it. So back to you, Tanner.
This fucking guy.
Joe.
I fucking knew it. I fucking knew it. Go ahead, Bennett.
Joe, you'll be hearing from my lawyer for stealing my
That's
bits.
his bit. You're stealing his bit.
Actually, matter of fact, I'm putting a hit on you right now.
Oh shit!
That's true. Bennett got connections.
Just hit the charts.
All right, well, let's go to someone who I know has actually fucking seen the movie. Austin, what are your thoughts on Marty Supreme?
It's like that two-panel meme comic about the guy hitting on the lady at the office. Like Marty Supreme is the movie where the lady goes like, "Oh, you're sweet," and Beau is Afraid is the one that's just like, "Hello, human resources."
True.
This movie's released by A24, the premier art house distributor for people who consider themselves cinephiles but aren't actually into film enough to watch Kino Lorber releases. They spent the last 4 years chasing the high of releasing everything, everywhere, all at once, shelling out like increasingly larger budgets for stuff like Beau is Afraid, The Smashing Machine, Civil War. And as far as box office goes, they've been taking a bath. But not just that, these medium-sized blockbusters haven't even, been getting awards, man. Which is its own form of currency in the world of film studios. Then, you've got the fucking chosen one here. You got Marty Supreme, shot for $70 million, which is a figure chosen, because apparently, Josh and Benny got an even 50-50 split in the divorce. Marty Supreme is getting crazy buzz on the internet. This is an abrasive, challenging movie about a Jewish hustler who comes in another guy's wife and derails his own ping pong career in the 1950s, and they had the audacity to release this movie on Christmas. It's a turn of events that... In a turn of events that kind of mirrors the main character's journey in the film, Marty Supreme failed to gross 2 times its budget at the box office. This was not a commercial success, but through sheer force of character, it muscled its way into, this Pyrrhic victory where it's wildly popular, and it got nominated for counting fucking 9 Academy Awards. Anybody who knows shit about movies will tell you that this is an exceptionally well-made motion picture. They didn't hire a crew for this. They did a fucking heist on an AFI Lifetime Achievement Award banquet. DP, Darius Kanji, the fucking master of darkness, the guy who lensed Seven. They got fucking Terrence Malick's production designer, David Lowery, set decorator, the fucking camera operator who shoots for J.J. Abrams, PTA, and Spielberg. Fucking one tricks point never, back as the composer. It sounds impossible, but the Timothée Chalamet table tennis movie has a score so good that it makes 9 Inch Nails' work on the newest Tron movie seem like one of those preset beats on a $30 Casio keyboard. I know somebody else here is gonna like shout out the main players like Timothy, Odessa, fucking Canadian capitalism vampire. They did great, but I need to acknowledge the work that Josh did with Jennifer Vendetti, the casting director. This was nothing short of miraculous. I have never been to New York, even though my mother is from there. I have never been to the 50s, even though my grandmother's from there. But they somehow found a way to cast the funkiest, most real-life looking Eisenhower-era city people I have seen in my life. The first time I saw Luke Manley's fat ass in the opening credits, I was like, I had no idea they even built guys like that anymore. I swore I saw that exact fucker from some old picture in my Nana's attic. Every single supporting character and extra was so authentic to the period, I could barely believe it. I hope Josh Safdie makes it into Jew heaven just for going out on a limb and preserving all these incredible, unique faces on celluloid. This is probably my second favorite film of 2025. It captures so much about the nature of, like, youth and ambition, being Jewish, the impact of World War II, capitalism, the 50s. I am now convinced there's a literal torch that imbues its holder with magic cinema powers, and Martin Scorsese literally gave it to Josh Safdie shortly before they made Uncut Gems. There is no other way to explain it at this point. 9.5 out of 10. Fucking amazing. Back to you, Tanner.
Great stuff, great stuff. I'm glad you talk about the cast and all of the, like, unknown faces that the Safdie... Well, I think both Safdies do this, but at least Josh Safdie in this movie went for. There are two in particular I want to shout out because they were the two I recognized when watching the movie, and I went, wait, what? The first one, the guy that fucking, like, owns the ping pong club that, like, Marty's going to all the time, is a guy... The character's name is Lawrence, who is played by, I fucking shit you not, NBA legend George Gervin? Like, we're talking about one of the greatest basketball players to ever live. He mostly played his career with the San Antonio Spurs, and his final season was on the 1985 to 1986 Chicago Bulls. Fun fact about the 1985 to 1986 Chicago Bulls, that was Michael Jordan's rookie year. So this was like the legend vet that Michael Jordan learned from is randomly in this movie and has multiple scenes. The other guy that is also in that club is a guy named... Sorry, my mother just screamed at the television. I think the Seahawks just did something. Sorry, all I heard her scream was, that's all I needed! Like, she just saw fucking Voldemort or some shit. Sorry, I was a little taken off guard. What was I talking about? The guy with the golden voice at the ping pong club is played by an actor named Ted Williams. You may know this guy because 15 years ago, he went viral on, like, the internet and then had a bunch of, like, NBC Today interviews for being a former radio announcer who was now homeless on the streets. And he, like, held up a cardboard sign like, I have a gift. Yeah, remember that guy? Remember that guy?
Aww.
He's in this fucking movie.
Jesus.
He's not an actor, but he's in this movie. Kind of cool.
Yeah. Holy shit. We got Tyler, the Creator, in here.
Yep.
We got Mr. Wonderful. I'm sure somebody's going to want to talk about Mr. Wonderful. Penn Jillette's in this?
Dude,
Where?
Penn Jillette, he plays the fucking racist farmer.
Did
Penn Jillette plays a racist farmer?
Yeah, he plays the racist farmer in this movie that, like, tries to kill Marty Supreme.
I didn't even recognize him, bro. I grew up watching Penn and Teller's bullshit. What?
Yeah, no, that's fucking half of Penn and Teller right there. Fucking nuts, the cast of this movie, man. So I'm glad at least someone brought up how, not just that, but also just how interesting the cast is in general. No wonder it got nominated for Best Casting at the Oscars. Anyway, time to move on. Bennett, what did you think of Marty Supreme?
So I'm a huge Josh Safdie fan. Loved it, obviously. I think of his 3 last films, he's gone 3 for 3, in my opinion. Good Times, Uncut Gems, and then Marty Supreme. All 3 of them, if you just want to have a panic attack, just watch all 3 of them in a row, and you'll be there.
Watch all 3 at once, actually, on 3 different screens side by side.
Yeah.
Oh God.
No, I do love, like, that you guys brought up how many people who aren't actors that are in this movie, and it seems like Josh Safdie and just the Safdie brothers in general have a kind of a talent at bringing people who aren't typical actors into a role in their films, and still somehow getting a very good performance out of them. Like, for example, in Uncut Gems, the jeweler that works for Adam Sandler's character in the shop, the one that's coming in is like, I need my paycheck, and like is like yelling at him. That's an actual jeweler, like a famous like YouTube jeweler in New York. Not an actor. He just worked in the jewelry industry, so they brought him into that film as a person to play a role because he does that in real life. And I'm curious to know. I didn't research this, but I'm curious to know if a lot of the ping pong players in this movie were actual like professional ping pong players, or if every actor and extra had to learn how to play ping pong. Because I know with Timothy's character, he had to learn how to play ping pong. They didn't just have like CGI or anything of the ping pong. Like when those wide shots, when you're seeing him playing against somebody, he's actually playing ping pong with them, and they're actually like hitting the ball back and forth. And just knowing that he had to go through that to learn, like to do this part, is just so impressive to see in this film, because he plays it so well, like he's a professional. Like I don't think I could ever get to that level, let alone put on the performance he did for this movie. Everything.
I just, Bennett, real quick, I do want to let you know that the Japanese ping pong player that Marty's whole rivalry is against, that guy's not an actor. That's just a real life, actually deaf ping pong player.
Oh wow.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's what I was figuring. I was figuring some of the extras and other characters that he plays in ping pong are professionals. Because I was like, there's no way they're teaching this many people how to play ping pong that well just for this film. But yeah, it's I went into this movie without knowing anything about it. I saw a lot of the pre-marketing stuff because this movie had some of the most interesting marketing I've ever seen. Like the jacket was one of them. Seeing like just a bunch of people posting like wearing the Marty Supreme jacket. But one of the things that really got my attention for this movie, there was a YouTube video that I stumbled upon that was posted to a random channel as like a pitchmeeting.v3.mp4 is the name of the title. And they just posted it on some random YouTube channel, and people found it, and it was like a skit Zoom meeting where Timothée Chalamet came in and was like having like a marketing meeting with the A24 marketing team, and he's just acting kind of like this stuck up, like I'm better than you celebrity the whole time. I don't know if you guys have seen this video, but there's a part in it, like the entire thing's hilarious. There's a part in it where he's like, yeah, I've been working on this this markup for this idea I had. I've had my visual artist working on this for 3 months. And then he pulls out this piece of paper out of like this briefcase, and it's just like a stick figure drawing of him like on a blimp that says Marty Supreme. And like that's what the entire thing is like. And it's just this random video like out there. And I was like, I thought that was genius marketing. So like the marketing was the thing that got me into it. And then I was like, I'm gonna go into this movie blind because I like going into the Safdie brother movies without knowing what I'm getting into, because their movies aren't something that you need a bunch of background context to understand. And I was absolutely blown away. I was floored by thinking like, oh yeah, it's a movie about ping pong, and then like 20% of the movie's ping pong and the rest of it's about him being like basically kind of like a low level con artist, and I'm like, I never thought Josh Safdie could make me think that a ping pong player was cool, but he did. And that's kind of my takeaway from this movie. Back to you, Tanner.
Great stuff. Great stuff. Tim, what did you think of Marty Supreme?
Yeah, so Marty Supreme was the last movie that I watched in 2025. I managed to sneak into the theater right on New Year's Eve, and I liked it a lot. Kind of like what Ben was saying, I think the Josh Safdie's on a hot streak, 3 for 3. Good Time, Uncut Gems, Marty Supreme, all excellent movies that kind of follow this same path of just very anxious movies about shitty people. And something that I've seen a lot of people praise about like the Safdie brothers movies prior to this is their ability to like really, really effectively capture an era in their like period pieces that were based on like recent points of time. Like Uncut Gems was set in 2012, but like it got everything down pat about 2012. Like they got like the exact right iPhone and everything, and like you kind of see that in this movie too. He subverts it a little bit though. Like he captures the essence of the 50s so perfectly with all the things you're talking about, like getting people who just feel like authentic people who authentically would exist in the 50s. People who, you look at them, you're like, that guy doesn't know what an iPhone is. Yeah, he gets the atmosphere of the 50s perfectly, but the music is 80s music, which I think is a fascinating choice. And it's not just any 80s music. This movie is bookended by 2 songs from Tears for Motherfucking Fears. You knew I was gonna gush. I finally have an opportunity to gush about Tears for Fears on this show, because I fucking love Tears for Fears. And yeah, the first thing you hear when the A24 logo is coming up is the song Change, which is, a lesser talked about song from their first album. It's not Head Over Heels, it's not Shout, it's not, I don't know, Everybody Wants to Rule the World. But this was an interesting needle drop. It got me hyped for the movie. It's like, okay, this is a deep cut. I'm in for a good time. I'm into this. We'll get into that second one later on, but now just general thoughts on the movie. I think Marty is a really interesting protagonist. Like, he's sort of a you love to hate him kind of douchebag. Like, he thinks he's such hot shit, and he has the riz to convince you of it too. Like, he's just being such a piece of shit, and Gwyneth Paltrow's just actively taking her clothes off, being like, "You fucking piece of shit." And you can't blame her. Yeah, he's so smooth, and yet you see him just kind of eat shit over and over and over throughout this movie, to the point that you start to feel a little bad for him, even though he's just such a shyster, and he just keeps conning people, but he keeps getting screwed over. And I think what kind of is the make or break for a lot of people is in the last like 30 or so minutes, he has sort of a redemption, and some people don't think that this is earned, but I kind of do. I buy it, just because he just keeps falling on his face over and over, and I think in the end we kind of see him sort of start to understand like what's important. And that final scene after he's stuck up for himself, won that ping pong match, comes back home, baby's born, he sees what's important, he goes to the mother of his child, Then he goes to see his child, and he just immediately breaks into tears, and it's this wonderful moment. And then the second Tears for Fears song starts playing. Everybody wants to rule the world, and it's their biggest song, and it's a song that I always love hearing. It's been played in movies before, but I think this is like such a perfect use of that song. It kind of encapsulates the movie because it shows, like he's clearly a character who he wants to rule the world. He's just like everybody else in that regard, but like when the lyrics come in and it like zooms in on his face as he's crying, looking at his baby, and the first thing you hear is "Welcome to your life. There is no turning back." Like, it's this perfect moment of him, like, seeing what's important and realizing, all right, games are over. It's time to get real. So yeah, love that. I think that's my favorite needle drop in recent memory. There was another one that came out a couple weeks later that gave it a run for its money, but that's a podcast for a couple weeks from now. Stay tuned. But this movie, very good. I think as far as like character arcs, I think Marty's is like my favorite of the Safdie douchebag trilogy. I think he's a more interesting character to follow than the leads of Good Time and Uncut Gems, as interesting as those characters are. Timothée Chalamet, you spell your name stupid, but I forgive you. Back to you, Tanner.
Great stuff. All right, my time to shine. Hello. I fucking loved Marty Supreme. I don't think it's my favorite of the Safdie brothers anxiety-inducing trilogy. I think that is and probably will forever be Uncut Gems. This is not my favorite movie of the year. It is me 9th favorite movie of the year. But considering I saw like 100 movies, that's still pretty high praise. I still fucking love this movie. It's fucking incredible. It's great. Obviously, though, the thing you got to talk about with this movie is that this entire movie basically hangs on Timothée Chalamet's shoulders. If his performance doesn't work, the movie straight up doesn't work.
Yeah.
And he's incredible in it. He is just positively brilliant in this picture. It is probably the best performance of his career so far. It might be the best performance of his career when it's all said and done. I do think he's the front runner for the Oscar. I'm predicting him to win it. I'm 90% sure he'll win it, but I was 90% sure Demi Moore was gonna win. So
yeah.
What the fuck do I know?
Yeah.
Mikey Madison was still a deserving winner. And if either Ethan Hawke or Leonardo DiCaprio were to win, I think they would also be deserving winners. Anyway, I think he's great, brilliant. But the entire rest of the cast is also fantastic. Odessa Zion is great. This is like my first time really seeing her. She first came to my attention when the trailer for this movie came out. And then like a month later, the trailer for I Love LA came out, a show that I haven't seen yet. Bennett's been watching from what I understand. But she's like one of the two leads of that show. Right, Bennett?
Yeah, I just finished the first season of it, and I'd say there's like 4 main characters of the show, but really the main 2 that it kind of follows is Odessa's character and Rachel Sennot's character.
Right. Sennot? I don't know how do you pronounce that. Anyway, I've said Sano, but people tell me that's wrong, so I don't know. She's great in the movie. Gwyneth Paltrow's great. It's good to see her in a movie again. I read a funny thing where like Gwyneth Paltrow apparently thought Timothée Chalamet's acne scars were real. And everyone went, "Oh, Gwyneth Paltrow, rich, out of touch lady." And I just read that and went, "No, that's Gwyneth Paltrow trying to sell her goop bullshit to somebody." Her lifestyle brand, horrible. Her acting, great. Tyler, the creator, is great and is like this 2-scene wonder. All of the main cast members are great, including, unfortunately, Kevin O'Leary, a person who in real life is an abject piece of shit. We're talking about just a deeply evil Canadian conservative that probably committed manslaughter and then had his wife take the fall. But you know why his performance in this movie is so great, and why why Josh Safdie cast him in the first place? Because you see Kevin O'Leary and your first thought is either, it's that rich guy from Shark Tank, which informs you about his character, or you see him and you go, that fucking evil piece of shit, which also informs you about his character. From what I understand, Josh Safdie actually intentionally cast Kevin O'Leary with the idea that the audience would go, I fucking hate that guy. Success! I fucking hate Kevin O'Leary, but you know what? I do have to hand it to him, especially when so what first came out was that Kevin O'Leary improvised the I'm a vampire, I was born in 1602 line.
Yeah.
But then it later came out that there was an original ending where it took place in the 80s and Kevin O'Leary revealed himself to an older Timothée Chalamet as a vampire and bit him.
Yeah.
Which, if that ending exists and was written, I fail to see how Kevin O'Leary could have improvised that line, unless he improvised that line because of that ending, or maybe he never got that ending. I don't know. Austin, it sounds like you know something.
Yeah, so Kevin O'Leary, when they were in talks with him and he was on board with the project, when he was reading the original screenplay, he thought Marty wasn't punished enough for his antics. And that's where he came up with the vampire idea as a way to punish Marty more and have a more harsh consequence for, what Marty has done in there. So Bronstein, they worked on a draft with the vampire stuff and then eventually cut it out. So it was his idea earlier on. It wasn't in the initial draft.
There was a whole...
I have to say...
There's a whole series of events that were supposed to happen after the baby was born. They were gonna, refurbish the shop or whatever, and he was just gonna start living a much normal life, and it was gonna end on him with his daughter or his granddaughter at a Tears for Fears concert, which is the goofier real reason why that music was used. But I like to think, it's just because it's cool that it's in the movie.
Well, I love anachronistic needle drops, needle drops for music. Some people are like, I saw a review that's like, I don't get it. Why do they use 80s music? 'Cause it's cool.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Exactly.
Anyway.
Who wrote that? Fuck them.
Idiots. Props to Kevin O'Leary, because honestly, I think the I'm a vampire, I was born in 1602 is not only the best line of dialogue in the movie, I also think it's the best line delivery of the entire movie. He fucking nailed that shit. Because you know what? Because I will never forget, after that movie came out, there was a bunch of people debating because of the way O'Leary delivered it. Is he serious?
Yeah.
Because it kind of feels like he is.
Yeah, when I was watching it, I was just like, it feels like he's probably saying this just to make a point, but it's just a little too specific.
It's specifically, if he just said, I'm a vampire. I've seen a lot of you over the years. Whatever. It's, I'm a vampire. I was born in 1602. Wait a minute. Yep. That's oddly specific, actually. What's going on here? Are you actually a vampire, sir? So, props to him, I guess. Piece of shit, but he makes a fantastic villain. Gotta give him that, I guess. I just hope that nobody else ever casts him in anything ever again. My biggest fear, though, when people started praising his performance was, oh no, he's gonna get nominated for an Oscar. Thank God that didn't happen. Could you imagine Mr. Wonderful, Oscar-nominated actor? Fuck off, that'd be disgusting. I want to shout out the costume design, because I think the costume designers did a fantastic job with a limited budget of accurately recreating outfits and then materials from the 1950s. I mean, I say limited budget. This movie cost $70 million, but costumes like that are not cheap.
Yeah.
And they did an excellent job in that regard. I think, again, they also did an excellent job of making New York look like 1950s New York. Something I want to talk about really quick, though, is how funny this movie is. specifically because of jokes Marty makes that are inappropriate. Like, I'm going to drop a bomb on them the third time, and all the Holocaust jokes he makes. What do you think? Oh man, what crazy dark humor. And then you remember he's talking about events that happened in the last 10 years.
Like 7 years ago.
Like when he says, I'm going to drop a third bomb on them, buddy, they dropped the second one 6 years ago.
Yeah.
That is recent history. That's like somebody saying, I'm going to crash a plane into the World Trade Center again in 2007. That being said, Marty Mauser is 100% the guy making 9/11 jokes in October of 2001. Marty Supreme is 100% that guy, right? But the movie's really funny. I think it has a lot to say about. It's not just about chasing a dream. I think it's about being a person who knows they have a gift, which I don't know if that's necessarily something I can relate to, but I know people who have a gift and how singularly driven those types of people feel. Because here's the thing, Marty is maybe a not so great guy. I also think it's because, one, he's young, he's naive about how the world works, and two, he is so driven by this one thing that he loses sight of what matters, but he then eventually gets sight of what matters once he's able to do, like, once he learns that the thing he went to Japan for is not happening no matter what, he's like, all right, but a la Denzel Washington, I'm walking away with something. I'm coming out of here with something. So he has this real game, he beats him, and then immediately he's like, you're an excellent player, you're going to win that tournament, and I can't wait. Just immediately, it's like he gains clarity once he realizes that the thing he's been driven for, it's over.
Yeah.
And it's because of that singular-minded vision that, honestly, I don't think Marty was trying to scam and hustle people. I think truly, in Marty's eyes, and in his state of mind, he, from the bottom of his heart, thought that once he won the tournament, which in his mind was a foregone conclusion, he'd be able to make everything right. So, like, in his mind, he's not scamming anybody. That he doesn't think he's scamming anybody. Because in his mind, he knows he's going to win, so he's just borrowing money so he can get there. And then once he wins, like, he truly believes he's going to bring back to the community riches. Right. And then that doesn't happen. He goes overseas, returns on a military plane, and suddenly gains moral clarity about what matters. Which I feel like him returning on a military plane, very intentional in that regard. I think a lot of soldiers return home with newfounded moral clarity. I think that was kind of interesting. I could keep going on and on about this, but at the end of the day, Marty Supreme is a brilliant movie. It is a movie that you really want to talk about. It digs deep in you. And I'm sure we'll have more to say after a brief commercial break.
In my experience, only children hold a knife like this. If it's a serious fight, you hold your knife like this.
This is not a street fight.
Okay, well, if you're not going for realistic, you might as well add a little flair.
Welcome back from a commercial break for another commercial. You see that shit? That's a movie palette. Mine's for the movie Punch Drunk Love. Tim's is for the movie Mandy. Basically takes the colors, every frame of the movie, slices it up into little dashes, put it into a canvas for your viewing pleasure. You can go to moviepalette.com. You can enter the code SQUAD15 to save 15% on your order on any movie palette. And if they don't have the one you want for a little extra money, you can get it custom made. So go ahead, moviepalette.com, SQUAD15, order now. What was that voice?
Yeah, what the
You went Tanner Supreme.
I don't know what that was. That came out of nowhere. All right. Now on to general discussion. Is there anybody, other than Joe, who wants to discuss something about this movie generally?
Yes.
Well, what if I wanted to chime in, you asshole?
You haven't seen it. You don't get to. Yes, Bennett?
Yeah, I want to talk about the cinematography of this movie, which is very, very... It had the same feel that Josh Safdie's movies have had in the past, but something that they did differently that they don't usually do, and I say usually, meaning that the majority of the film is not shot this way, was shooting wide open on anamorphic lenses. Something I absolutely loved, and the choice that they used. They shot very close up on subjects during the really anxiety-inducing moments, wide open with anamorphic. So the bokeh just doesn't look natural when you do that, you know? Mm-hmm. And I think they did that intentionally to kind of build that anxiety inducing feeling when you're watching the film. Something that the Safdie brothers do really well in terms of the editing, to kind of add to that, is they purposely overstimulate you. Mm-hmm. I'm blanking on like a lot of moments from this film, but like moments from like the restaurant when he's having a conversation with the rich guy in the restaurant. Normally in a film you would want to have ambient noise going on, but you'd make it really quiet to where it's not overbearing the scene. But in this movie they purposely make stuff overly loud and overly overbearing of the lines that the actors are delivering, and I think that's intentional to make you just kind of like on edge with how you feel. And I don't know, it's just something I love so much about like how Josh Safdie does his movies. Another one not from Marty Supreme but in Uncut Gems, the scene when the what's his name? Sorry, I'm blanking on the player's name in the movie.
Kevin Garnett?
Kevin Garnett, yes. When Kevin Garnett's coming back to return the stone and he's stuck in the airlock, and you have like all the characters kind of talking at once, like, let us out of here. Normally in an edit you would cut out all the lines and play them separately in the background so that you can hear what each person's saying. But they would have all of them talking over each other. And they do that a lot through Marty Supreme. In the scene with the opening scene when he's in the shoe store and he's trying to talk to Odessa's character, and his boss is yelling at him same time while he's talking. They don't separate their lines. They kind of overlap, and that builds that anxiety because you're like, oh my god, I can't focus on who's talking here. Right. But that's such an intentional way to make you just kind of feel that rush that this film kind of gives you. But yeah, I just wanted to point out like how they use the cinematography and the editing to really boost the film, and that's something we don't see a lot in Hollywood anymore. It's become more just technical. This is an artistic use of the editing and cinematography to really help tell the story.
Yeah, the scene that's coming to my mind is like all the stuff in the apartment after the tub fucking falls through the floor.
Yes.
Oh my god, that shit. I've never been more worried about a dog. I fucking hated that. I mean, it was good, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, the dog's whole arc throughout the movie is very stressful. And you know what? He's better off without all of those fuckers. I hope he's living his best life.
Yeah.
The vampire bit him, and now he's immortal.
So...
apparently, the bowling alley, they mic'd literally everybody in the background, and the sound guy was like, this is a bad fucking idea. Josh Safdie was like, we're putting mics on all these people. And when they were in the edit and had all the tracks out, Josh Safdie got COVID, and he just saw what he had done, and he was like, this is a bad idea. And they still had to work with it because they went through all the trouble.
Damn.
Sorry, Tanner.
No, it's fine. I just wanted to bring up something. I think we've all brought up Odessa Zion's performance. I do just want to bring up that Odessa Zion is what you call a Nepo baby. Now, I'm not bringing that up to try and diminish her talent. No, I'm bringing that up specifically because she is Pamela Adlin's daughter. The people in this call may better know Pamela Adlin as the voice of Bobby fucking Hill in King of the Hill.
Let's go.
And when I found this fact out, I thought back on some of the line deliveries Odessa gave in this movie, and I'm sitting here thinking, fuck, she does kind of sound like Bobby Hill in that, doesn't she? I can't think of any off the top of my head.
I don't know you.
There is definitely a couple line deliveries. I think specifically when she's revealed to have faked the black eye, that some of the way she's saying that thing's exaggerated is giving let go of my purse! I don't know you! It's giving that. So, just want to point that out. And also, being the daughter of a voice actress, while that does give you a leg up in the industry, that's not like egregious nepotism.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not like your dad is Ethan Hawke or something.
Yeah.
she's not
Which, granted, Maya Hawke is a great actress, so that's okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say I do like Maya Hawke, so you get the picture.
we getting
her dad.
Getting Pamela or we getting Odessa Zion in the next season of King of the Hill. Come on, let's go.
If only. No, her dad's a fucking
He's a director.
Yeah.
From Germany. He hasn't really made anything.
He hasn't done
super
anything like
notable
that
that's-
an American would know, I don't think.
Yeah, but
It's
and
just Vim vendors.
Yeah, it seems like he was
That's
also more active in the film industry back in the 90s as well. More than recently, but still, yeah.
Yeah. I'm looking at his IMDb right now, and
Wings of Desire.
he
Salt of the Earth.
directed a movie in 1997 and then in 2010. Eat Your Heart Out?
Yeah.
Does that mean anything to anyone?
No, but it's
None
good
of
to
these
see.
movies that I see mean shit to me.
It's good to see Odessa getting more bigger roles. I haven't really seen her in smaller stuff, but I did watch the show Grand Army that was on Netflix for a bit. I don't know if any of you saw that.
Okay, I was just looking
she
at
was-
Odessa's IMDb page and I saw that and I was like, this is fake. So someone's
she
seen
was-
it. My bad.
Yeah, she was in Grand Army. Very short-lived show. I think it was only for like one season. Then got canceled, but it was really
One
good.
season, 9 episodes.
Yeah, and she was her character in that was really had a lot of chances for range in terms of different. I'm kind of blanking on what I'm trying to say here. Different like types of emotions and stuff that she could act out. And I thought she did really good in that. Obviously she's a Nepo baby, but back then I felt like she wasn't really that well known yet. Even with that, so seeing her, in this movie and then also in I Love L.A., it's good to see her getting like good stuff because I've always thought she's a really fantastic actress, and I think her performance in this was amazing.
Yeah, I know that. I think the thing that I didn't watch this movie, but I know some of you guys did. The
Hellraiser
2022.
Hellraiser.
Yeah, the Hellraiser reboot. She was the
main
lead of the
character.
Hellraiser.
It's the only thing I've
Also
seen
in
her
it-
in, so I guess I'm glad to know that she's actually doing really well outside of that.
I
She was
heard
also
she
in
was fine in
Until
that
Dawn,
movie.
She was
The
fine.
Sony movie. She was in Until Dawn recently.
Most importantly,
Oh
she
yeah,
was
that's
in
right.
30 episodes of The Tiny Chef Show. A show that, yes, I have not watched, but I have been giving $2 a month to ever since they released that video of its main character breaking down in tears finding out they got canceled. It is the most, I'm gonna cry thinking about it right now. It's the most heartbreaking little bullshit I've ever seen. That little fucking chef can't talk. But fuck, they canceled his show. He's like, I can't see my friends. I fucking cried, man. Tim, please put a clip of that in here so I don't look like a psychopath.
Okay.
Ready to cook up some more episodes? I got a brilliant blanket. Canceled? Bloody me canceled.
It sounds sad.
It's really sad. I just wanted to bring it up because I was looking at her IGB page and I was reminded of that little thing and I got really sad.
I want to talk about the significance. So I heard the vampire line in the theater, and like the number came out. He was born in 1601. That's what he says, and the specificity of it is exactly like Tanner said. It puts you on that line where it's like, is he being serious or not? Then I was at home vacuuming, and it like fucking occurred to me, like I had a brain blast moment. I did some Googling around. I was like, what if there's significance to him saying 1601? And I found out that the East India Trading Company, which scholars point to as the first multinational corporation and the birth of modern capitalism, was founded on December 31st, 1600. Milton is the literal embodiment of capitalism. They picked that number on purpose. Marty Bronstein and Josh Safdie, fucking geniuses. Also, there was like There's this, like, a shot that reinforces this. I did not pay attention to it on my first watch. It's when Marty goes in to grab the paddle in Kevin O'Leary's office, the one he gets spanked with. Marty's, like, so obsessed with ping pong and beating Endo, he doesn't take the time to notice that, like, Milton's made his own brand of paddles for the Japanese market. He's taken this thing that has caused Marty, like, so much pain, and he's like profiting off of all this. He's playing a completely different game than Marty. He's the fucking capitalism vampire. That's why I think they picked 1601. It wasn't arbitrary. That's my theory. Also, Josh Safdie's apparently a fucking history nerd, so...
I believe it. It's so interesting how the Safdie brothers broke up, and Josh Safdie made a very Safdie brothers movie, and then Benny Safdie made...
Happy Gilmore.
The Smashing Machine. Well, he starred in that. He's focusing more on his acting career, but first off, I liked The Smashing Machine. I thought it was full of really interesting directing choices. I just thought its script sucked. Josh Safdie, the thing is that when the Josh and Benny Safdie stopped making movies together, what happened was Josh Safdie got to keep their co-writer.
And that's an important part.
I'll do it.
Ronald Bronstein, who is Bronstein?
Bronstein.
Point being, the guy that wrote the last two Safdie brothers movies, Uncut Gems and Good Times, Josh Safdie got to keep him in the divorce, and also got to keep their usual costume designer, the usual production, their usual cast of people. Well, Benny Safdie didn't. I don't know. I just wanted to defend Benny Safdie real quick because I've seen a lot of people say, well, we know who was the real talent in that duo. First off, while I haven't seen The Curse, people who have seen The Curse tell me it's maybe the best thing that either Safdie has ever done. So I need to get on that. And that's all Benny, not Josh. And two, again, I think there were a lot of interesting things going on in the Smashing Machine, even if the product as a whole kind of just falls flat.
Yeah, I haven't.
And Benny Safdie has gotten the best performance out of Dwayne Johnson's career.
Yeah, I haven't seen Smashing Machine, but I do think he's a solid actor. Like I've seen him in acting roles since Uncut Gems. He's solid in that, and again, it seems like that's his primary focus. So I don't know. As long as they're both doing stuff that makes them happy.
He was half of the creative duo behind Uncut Gems and Good Time.
Yeah.
It seems like people want to act like he had nothing to do with it just because Marty Supreme is similar to those things stylistically. Yeah. Benny Safdie still worked on those fucking movies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, he was an important part of the equation. It's not as bad as, like, you know, the Coen brothers splitting up. It's not that egregious, you know?
Yeah, where one of them goes on to make interesting movies that I like, and the other one made some shitty Shakespeare adaptation.
That's it. Hot take. Tanner loves lesbians.
Hot take. I like the two lesbian movies. Which one? Fuck, is it Ethan or Joel?
Ethan.
Man, I wish I knew.
I have dug Ethan's post-breakup movies more than Joel's one post-breakup movie. I thought Macbeth was fine. I wanted to like it more than I did. Well, I thought Drive Away Dolls.
Correct.
Drive Away Dolls.
Correct.
Was the best movie they have made post-split. While everyone else hated it. I don't know. Honey Don't, less so. What are we talking about? Marty Supreme.
I think it's important you brought up, like, Ronald Bronstein. I genuinely think he's the most important part of the puzzle. Like, I'm going to talk about Wes Anderson in just a quick second. People notice there's a steep, like, cliff drop-off at a certain point in Wes Anderson's career where he can't make movies like The Royal Tenenbaums anymore. And that's because he used to write them with Owen Wilson. And now he doesn't anymore. Like, a co-writer can, like, really, like, give a filmmaker that thing you associate with them, and you'll never know because they're a fucking co-writer. I think if you listen to an interview with Ronald Bronstein, he sounds just like the fucking people in these movies. It's scary. I watched a normal kind of like, okay, like kind of like sophomore in film school level smart interviewer trying to take this guy on. He got fucking annihilated. It was terrifying. I genuinely think Ronald Bronstein is a giant part of the equation. The Safdies obviously big ups on them for, like, running the circus. But as far as, like, the screenplay and everything, he's crucial, as far as I can tell.
I do agree with that. I do just want to say that I think some of Wes Anderson's later work the work he wrote without Owen Wilson, I think, has also been spectacular. Moonrise Kingdom, I don't think Owen Wilson had anything with the Grand Budapest Hotel. And honestly, I think the best movie Wes Anderson has made post Fantastic Mr. Fox, Asteroid City. Hot take, I know. I loved Asteroid City, though. My point being is I think Wes Anderson has made interesting movies. Still.
Sure.
I think I heard someone say Isle of Dogs.
I like Isle of Dogs.
I said I liked Asteroid City too. I didn't say Isle of Dogs.
Honest to God, Joe, I thought you muttered Isle of Dogs to yourself, so...
I didn't care for Isle of Dogs, so I don't know why I would say
That's why I was a little confused. I was like, I thought he didn't... Okay. Also, Ronald Bronstein was, Ronald Bronstein... Stein? Ronald Bronstein's wife also had a movie out this year called If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. I haven't seen it, but Rose Byrne got nominated for an Oscar for it.
Dude, I'm scared
apparently
to watch that
they're
movie.
companion pieces, according to some people. Apparently, they both have to deal with parenthood. I'm not talking about the Ron Howard movie.
The reason Kevin O'Leary is in this movie is related to that movie. So they were separated for like medical reasons. She was off in like a clinic somewhere on the other side of the country, and he was stuck doing his projectionist job so they could have insurance to pay for her medical shit that was going on. And when he was all by himself, and this is like, I think influences the plot of If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. Like, that's part of it. While he was stuck alone by himself, one way he brought himself comfort was he just binged all of Shark Tank. And that was kind of what gave him the idea to reach out to Kevin O'Leary was the isolation from his wife, leading him to watching all of Shark Tank for some reason. I'm scared to watch that movie. It sounds fucking terrifying. Like, ugh.
Interesting. Yeah, Conan O'Brien apparently is very intimidating in it, which is interesting, considering it's Conan fucking O'Brien.
Conan the Destroyer.
Anyway, another reason is apparently Ronald Bronstein has a small part in If I Had Legs, I Would Kick You as an actor.
Huh. Still not watching it. I'm not watching
He's also, isn't he the main character of Daddy Longlegs?
Daddy Long?
No.
Which is that's a Safdie Brothers movie.
Oh, okay.
No, that's Abel Ferrara. Abel Ferrara is the main character of Daddy Longlegs.
Well, according to IMDb, Ronald Bronstein has top billing.
Yeah, it's just because Abel Ferrara is really nice. Unlike in this movie. Fucking stabs a guy over a dog.
We keep talking about not Marty Supreme. Is there anything anyone wants to bring up before I move on to...
I liked the ping pong.
Thank you, Joe. Very cool.
They had to train the sea lion for 4 months for it to hit the ball back. Took 4 months of training for that Harlem Globetrotter scene. And they got one take of them hitting it back. And then immediately the sea lion climbed up on the table and refused to cooperate for the rest of the shoot. So that's all they got. 4 months and they got one fucking take of it. Because sea lions are bastards. That guy was used to working with fucking Clint Eastwood. Piece of shit sea lion. Fuck
He
him.
did seem like a fuck you sea lion, to be honest.
Who among us doesn't know a fuck you sea lion? All right. We're moving on to our final thoughts on Marty Supreme. Bennett, what are your final thoughts on Marty Supreme?
Good movie, you know. Only thing I can say after it is don't watch Good Time, Uncut Gems, and then Marty Supreme all in one day. Definitely go watch them all, but not in one
Space
sitting.
them out a little bit.
Yeah. Great movies. Very good at piquing your anxiety.
True. Joe, final thoughts?
I do have final thoughts, yes, and I'm just gonna get this right out of the way before I give my final thoughts. Tanner, shut up, let me talk.
Let him go.
So, all right.
Damn, got him.
I genuinely and wholeheartedly hated this movie. It was so difficult to follow, and Marty was the antagonist. So I don't know why we were meant to root for him. Although Timothée Chalamet was incredible. He was incredible and making you hate him. I wished the ending was different, because why does he deserve to be happy when he screwed everyone over who tried to help him? I think this movie had some parts that were unnecessary and made the movie extra stupid, such as the sperm part or the Auschwitz part. Felt messy and maybe too artistic for me. A half-star review by Emily Willens on Letterboxd. I had to read that here because it made me laugh. I've not seen this movie. I might eventually get around to it. It took me a while to get around to Uncut Gems. It might take me a second to get to Marty Supreme, but I'll get there. Movie good. Back to you, Tanner.
Wait, can I jump in here? Joe mentioned the sperm part. Gotta say, very awkward scene to see when you're seeing this movie in theaters with your family on Christmas Day. Man.
Merry Christmas, parents. Here is the best scene from She Hate Me. Tim, I'll send you the sperm clip. Don't worry.
Oh boy.
Great,
Got
love
that sperm
that.
clip locked down.
Tim's just like, great, I have to look at... So there's this scene in She Hate Me, it's a Spike Lee movie, where, like, I don't actually remember what the context of it, but it's a bunch of CGI sperm floating, but the catch is the CGI sperm all have Anthony Mackie's face on it.
Got it, so I'm using the opening scene of Ichi the Killer. Got it.
Effectively the same. Austin, final thoughts.
Just when you thought Challengers was the best sports film of the 2020s, in comes The Chosen One. And it captures more about the spirit of American Judaism than The Chosen and The Fablemans fucking put together. Josh Safdie stepped right over Baz Luhrmann and Fellini as one of my favorite maximalist filmmakers, and I doubt he'll publicly embarrass me like Jodorowsky did. It's my second favorite movie of the year, only very narrowly beaten by one battle after another. This is a triumph of filmmaking, and everyone who worked on it should be incredibly proud.
Yeah, I guess... Is Marty Supreme my favorite sports movie of the... No. No, it's definitely 80 right? For Brady. Oh, yeah, Ephus, duh. Sorry, Ephus has become such a meme that I forget what it's about.
You forget that it's an actual movie.
Literally, it's right fucking here. Ephus.
No!
Even
Tim, final
half-assedly,
thoughts.
he brings it in.
Yeah, final thoughts. Marty Supreme is Marty Supremely fucking good. If you have the opportunity to see it in IMAX, check it out. They're, I think, releasing it on the 30th in IMAX. I'm seated. I gotta see the ping pong drama all in glorious IMAX. But in any case, it's just a really good movie. Definitely hoping it wins some awards, and yeah, just a good time. Go check out Marty Supreme. Back to you, Tim.
Good stuff. Good stuff. All right. Well, all I can say is that Marty Supreme is one of my favorite movies of the year. It's only my second favorite sports movie of the year because Ephus exists. But it's pretty great. I love it a lot. I think Timothée Chalamet gives a really special performance in it. Is it my favorite movie, favorite performance of the year by a leading actor? No, that would be from the guy whose name escapes me right now from No Other Choice. But I'd say Chalamet's second. It's a great performance. It's a great movie about following your dreams and also the importance of wearing a condom. But you know who else knows the importance of wearing a condom?
Your mama.
I do.
Your mother. Thanks, Bennett.
That wasn't Bennett!
No, Bennett said your mama.
Oh.
I don't care what you said, Joe.
Great minds think alike.
Your mother. Come. You! You! The person watching. Come you, the person watching / listening
Christ.
to this episode of Bomb Squad Matinee.
Tanner's throwing snowballs over here.
Well, it is a snow day. If you're listening to this on any platforms around, thank you so much for listening. We really appreciate it. Go ahead and leave us a review. It helps boost us in the algorithm or something. I don't know. I just work here. And if you are listening, how much mosey on down over to our Patreon? That's right. We have a Patreon where the $5 tier gets you access to commentary tracks that we record occasionally, and the $10 tier gets you access to a shout out at the end of the episode. So my mom, Tiny Craft, thank you very much for donating. We really appreciate it.
Marty Supreme.
And if you are not done giving us money, how about you mosey on down over to our merch shop? That's right. Bomb Squad Productions .shop. I almost said .merch. I was like, no, that's not right. We got shirt. We got poster. We got hoodie. We got magnets. We got stuff. Go ahead and mosey on down. And if you would like to specifically give Joseph Henry Vrenick and only Joseph Henry Vrenick money, you can go to his Etsy store. Joe, tell him about it.
Yes, 35mm keepsake, or 35mm keepsake is the name of my Etsy shop. There I sell keychains with a snippet of a 35mm film reel inside of them. They're all recycled, damaged film trailers. All 35mm, and they fit right into those keychains nice and well. And I got some for some fun stuff. I've got, that little green, this preview has been approved for all audiences. I've got keychains of that. I got keychains of things like the Warner Brothers logo, the Universal logo. I've got some from movies that you may be familiar with. I've got Star Wars Episode 3.
Half of
The
his
World
store
is
is
Not
episode
Enough.
3 right now.
What's up?
Half your store is episode 3 right now.
Yeah, that's half my store right now, and I've got a ton of them still. Star Wars Episode 3, The World Is Not Enough, Hellboy 2, The Golden Army. I've got Looper coming up. I need to get on that. I keep saying I'm going to, but then I don't. I'll have more titles in the future. I've been chopping up a bunch of damaged trailers. But yeah, 35mm keepsakes or 35mm keepsakes. That's my Etsy shop. Go there if you want a little piece of film with you at all times because you're cinephiles like us. That's
and
all
if you
I gotta
go
say.
there, you have something guaranteed touched by Joseph Henry Vrenick's hand.
Exactly.
And if you're done giving us money, how about you tell me if you're watching on YouTube? And if you are, thank you so much for watching. How about you mosey on down in the comment section below and let me know what's your favorite sports movie of the decade? Do you like Marty Supreme? Do you think Benny Safdie is also a good director, or is it just Josh Safdie? What's your favorite table tennis movie? What's your favorite sports movie of the decade? And finally, what movie would you like to watch where one of the first scenes of the movie is a bunch of sperm with that lead actor's face digitally imposed onto it? Let me know what actor you want to see. Comment below and let me know. And while you're down there, hit the like button so we know how much you like us. Hit the subscribe button so we know how much you love us. Hit the bell icon so you know exactly when we upload new videos. Thank you so very much for watching. Tune in next time where we talk about my favorite movie not in the English language of the past year. We talk about Park Chan-wook's newest feature film, No Other Choice. Tim and I have seen it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we both like it. It'll be a great time. Make sure you tune in. We'll see you then. Bye.
Game, set, match.
Just slid my ticket across the table and I said, "Sorry guys, I gotta see about a girl."